wanted to own it. Just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Hey, Paul, thank you for inviting me out here today.
Absolutely, Sparkle. I'm so excited to have you join us.
So this is cool. You're very unique as far as what you guys do here in this gym. So tell our viewers a little bit about why you're different than all the other gyms.
Well, we just provide a different type of workouts, different type of scenario. We do offer a small group class, but the class is definitely unlike other classes. It's not CrossFit. It's not a boot camp or really even a corporate type of place. It's just my own style of training. I'm former military special ops, and I just coach and teach people how to push their limits every single day, every single workout. So we'll do full body, high intensity cardio with all kinds of equipment, from high speed cycling, rowing, pushing a sled. But the equipment is great and fun, but it's really the coaching that I think separates us from all the other, options out there, because that's what really I try to coach and teach, is to step outside your comfort zone, stay there, and learn to excel and do it over and over again. But we also do a lot of strength training as well, and that's another really unique aspect, because our strength training really falls into three main categories. The first one is body weight exercises, so military calisthenics, but we also do a tremendous amount of traditional lifting, some great value in doing that. And then the third one is advanced obstacle training, because advanced obstacle training turns out to be a form of really, really effective upper body strength training. So we put all that together in an extremely unique environment, a lot of motivation, and just really me coaching and teaching people.
And you've been doing this forever, for a very long time.
It's been a while. We just passed our 10-year anniversary. So I'm really excited about that. Every year has been amazing. And then I've been coaching for a while back, going into, really I started in the late 90s in New York. So yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, so you've been everywhere. So
yeah.
You've picked up something everywhere you went, huh?
Yeah, well, I started back in New York, really just because I was training so much, and I was hating my corporate job. And I was really looking for more ways to train. So that's why I got into the training industry, and instantly started having success with my neighbor, with a family member, and then just pouring my effort into helping them, and just saw the results and made me feel extra happy about doing it.
What are the hours of operation here?
Well, we're 24-hour access.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So members can come in anytime they want. Normally, I'm here, our staff is here during the daytime hours. Our first class is at 5 a.m. That's some old cardio class. Our main strength training class is at 6 a.m., then 12 noon, and then we do 6:30 p.m.
Those are good hours.
Yeah, those are great hours. And then, so that whole chunk of time there from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. we're open, and then 24-hour access people can just come anytime they want.
And I love that you go above and beyond, because you're training some real big-time athletes, Spartan races, people going into Navy SEALs. Tell us a little bit about that.
People have different kinds of goals. That's sort of like where I started from. Well, the Spartan, I'll start with that, really was just an extension of my military background. I did have quite an extensive obstacle training background, and then, as you might know, Spartan racing involves a lot of running, trail running, and really just endurance training. And that was definitely one of my stronger areas, was endurance trail running, and just that kind of having that endurance, and then putting together the obstacle expertise was a perfect, really, combination for me to start being able to help Spartan athletes out. So that's that there. But the helping the men and women going into the military special ops, that's actually how I began, because that's how I started in my career, and really just looking to help other men and women that were looking to do that as well.
So when you joined the military, was there anyone to help you with your workouts? Did you know what you were getting into?
It was a long process of trial and error of really, that's what I think I prided myself on, was just being a student of what was going to work and helping me perform. Because I was a little obsessed about performance and just getting to really a new limit, a new high, a new personal best. Always striving for that. And so, it just became, training day after training day, looking back at what I just did yesterday and thinking, well, could I go a little bit faster? Could I be a little bit stronger? And then different training methodology, would help me get there. And some worked, some didn't. And that's why I just, didn't really have any expert. It was just trial and error and constantly tweaking stuff.
So when you started training people who were getting into it, you kind of knew, you're like, hey,
so
this is what I wish somebody had told me when I was getting into this.
So there's such a long story of the background. So in the 90s, I was actually training for the Navy SEAL officer program. They select, I think at that point, 12 men from the civilian world every year throughout the entire country.
Very narrow window.
So I started training for that. Long story short, I got conditionally accepted as long as I passed the medical exam. So it was a year-long process of testing, like physical testing. After the year, I got accepted, but then I failed the medical because of my eyesight. So this was 1999.
Wow.
And so long version, story short. So I didn't go in then at that point, but I had been
devastating.
It was pretty rough. And so at that exact moment, because I had done so well in the testing of that year, people in that community that were trying to get there actually called me up and was like, hey, Paul, what did you do to get to being able to perform at this level? And I was like, well, here's what it is. And I just started training people remotely from around the country for the Navy SEALs, actually. Then kind of fast forward a tiny bit. This was 1999. 2.5 years later, after 9/11, I was over the age limit of the Navy SEALs. But 9/11 happened. I really wanted to get in. And I just kept on petitioning them and bugging the hell out of them to give me a trial, and they finally did. They let me in as a enlisted guy, and so I went into the SEALs at age 34.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah. So that's the sort of that version, but that's also how I started with that particular niche of training men and women that want to pursue that, is because I was already just succeeded so well, and so it just became instantly, I knew exactly what they needed to do. So what's funny is I would get a call from somebody, they would ask me, and I was like, yeah, I can train you. And then I became a trainer. And so I was like, fly out to New York, stay with me for the weekend, and I'll know exactly what you need after that. So they would come out, stay with me for the weekend. I'd train them and then I knew how to program.
That is so great. After just seeing their performance, almost spending that time with them, you're like,
exactly. Yep. And it was, some people weren't able to do that logistically, and I still would help them out. But the folks that I was able to meet with personally usually were much, much more successful. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was how that all started.
So you were living in New York when 9/11 happened?
Yes.
So you really, there.
Yeah, it really was pretty devastating.
Is that when you were in the corporate world?
That was my transition, because I had been really succeeding in the SEAL officer program and thinking that I was going to get in. But yeah, prior to that, yeah. So the mid-90s is when, my corporate life was happening and, more or less hating life. Well, at least for me, it wasn't for me. And I wanted to do something. And then I realized I wanted to serve our country. And I thought the best way to do it would be, just at the tip of the spear. And so that's why I went for the SEAL program.
It's like all full circle because you got out of the corporate world and you saw everybody that was doing what you do die.
Yeah,
everybody that was in their office. And just
so it was. Yeah, and so after that, I was like, well, I'm over the age limit, but you gotta let me in. They didn't. I went to the Air Force, and they were like, hell, you can do this and that, because I tested with them, and they're like, we'll definitely take you right now. We don't care about your age.
What about the eyesight?
Oh, I didn't tell you. So in that process, I got eye surgery.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't mention that earlier. So I got eye surgery, but then I became over the age limit for the SEALs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I went to the Air Force after 9/11, after even still trying to get the SEAL thing. And the Air Force was like, yeah, we'll definitely take you. And then they said, oh, wait, you had eye surgery. Now you're disqualified. So, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, they don't allow surgery, eye surgery. Back then, they didn't allow surgery on eyes.
No way.
So I was disqualified for the Air Force. And so they just went back to the SEAL program and trying to get them to at least give me a shot. And eventually they did. It took about a year or so.
You really went through so much.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah. But that's sort of the story there.
And now you help people get to their
and so we train. We really cater to all fitness levels. I don't want to just emphasize it's all about military special ops and elite Spartan racers, which of course we can help excel that person, but it's really all fitness levels. So I'm phenomenal at helping people of all levels, and that's really just what I want to do. As an example, we'll have people that can't even do a single push-up when they start, but we'll have them come in. I'm able to help them out. We'll have elite athletes that will maybe do a 100-pound plate on their back when they're doing push-ups. And I just customize things for the individual. Yeah. Nobody feels out of place. So one of the, funny stories is if you're like, newer to fitness or not in the best shape or just getting back into it, and you come in, you're not going to feel like it's impossible or you're going to pass out or die. But if you're an elite athlete, then you will.
Because they're really just tested to their...
Yeah, because I'm able to customize things. So, yeah.
And sometimes you go outside the gym to help people in very special cases.
Yeah, I say all the time. Frequently, at least anyways. Yeah, so whether it's trail running, I remember, during the warmer weather in the summertime, going up to Kaiser Peak. You know where that is?
Yes.
Okay, it's pretty much the highest point here in the Central Valley, 10,000 feet. So it's up by Huntington Lake, which sits at 7,000 feet. And there's a trail that goes to Kaiser Peak, up to 10,000. And so hiking that, it's a pretty good little workout. So one of our, real just successful training endeavors was running Kaiser Peak and just getting on a backpack with a camelback of water and saying a prayer and going for it, because at that elevation and that level of steep climb, it was pretty rough. So yeah, I do that with our athletes on a number of occasions.
And then you said sometimes you've been throwing an ice bath?
Yeah, so we actually now do them fairly regularly. So we started it a couple years ago with one of our athletes that was going into the SEAL program. And if anyone knows a little bit about SEAL training, is you're going to be exposed to conditions that are going to be borderline hypothermia. It's a controlled, it's not really like, it's designed, that's the word. It's not so much controlled, it's okay, borderline, and now we're going to pull you out when your body is like jackhammering because it's so cold. And they have a medical guy, thumbs up or down. It's like, no, he's still good. He's blue and he's jackhammering, but he's still good. Keep him going.
Oh my goodness.
But they'll have that, and it's so kind of torturous. So for my guy that was going in recently, I was like, you know what? Let's do it right here at the gym. And so we just loaded up the back of my truck with the tarp and 1,000 pounds of ice. and
Wow.
it became an instant hit. And so every summer now we've got pools and something a little bit more classy than the back of my pickup truck.
But it worked.
It did. It was amazing. And so now we do ice plunges throughout the summer every year. And it's a huge hit. Yeah, but it's not just jump in, ooh, it's cold, let me take a selfie. It's actually trainings we connect it with. So we'll do some heavy sandbag work, some high speed rowing or cycling along with the ice plunge. So it becomes a training environment. It becomes a training day. It's not just, hey, we're going to get together, be here at such and such time, and it's like a 15-minute thing, jump in and out, and be like, oh, this is cool. It's actually a training day.
And you guys do that at the tail end or in the middle?
Well, it'll be a whole event. It'll be an hour-long event,
Wow.
in and out, in and out.
That's okay.
Yeah,
in and out.
Trashing your body with whether sandbags, cycling, sleds, and then so you're warming up, which is great because you're freezing freaking cold, and the fact that it's like 100 degrees outside doesn't help.
Right.
Because the cold always wins.
Yeah, once your body gets to that level.
Once you get into those kinds of temperatures, it doesn't really matter. Like we were going to do it on New Year's Day. It would have been great. I just had a little too much going on. The fact that it's kind of cool temperature, 35, 40 degrees outside doesn't really matter. The 100-degree temperature doesn't really matter. The only thing that helps with that is how quickly you'll warm back up. Like it's not 10 minutes later or 5 minutes. During the winter, it'll take you a long time to warm up. But in the summertime, it would be like a 10-minute warm up, to get back to feeling like normal. But in the moment, it's still all the same cold.
Right.
So we just do it during the summer because it's a little bit more popular and fun.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so it becomes an in and out kind of training day.
So what's really great here is pretty much personal training comes with your membership.
That is definitely true and pretty amazing as well. So the classes that we do are second to none. There's nothing like it. And really every member, I think, feels that way. But if you have specific goals and or weaknesses, you can come in anytime you want. First of all, that's number one. You can come in anytime you want. But I always encourage people to do extra training with me. And there's no extra cost for that ever. It's all included.
That's unheard of. No one ever has that.
That is true. It's just something I was doing without even thinking about it. The class is great, but I'm like, okay, you need a little extra help. Let's come in. Can you meet me here 45 minutes early? So I just started doing that and constantly doing that. And so now I've just made it like an official thing. All the training comes included.
So is it all physical or do you offer meal plans as well?
So we do complete nutritional coaching. That's extremely effective and important. So I do all that with all of our members on day one as well. Complete nutritional coaching. I'm not big into dieting. I'm big into really just educating our members on really what works, what doesn't, and then trying to find something that's practical for them. Because what I found is no matter how good some set of nutritional principles are, on paper, if they're not practical for you, then they're not going to be very good at all. So I really try to work with the individual to come up with something that's going to be practical for him or her while still educating them on the science and the principles that we need to stay in an anabolic, anti-catabolic environment. I'm big into alkalizing as well. So I really try to combine those two things, an alkaline diet and an anti-catabolic diet. And then we do the amazing training.
And then, the New Year's are coming up. People have a lot of resolutions. Do some people just stay with you for a few months and then kind of go, or they stay here all year round?
Yeah, it's really just, we're so unique. We offer so much. It's, the good news is that we are just month to month. So there's never any long-term contracts. I always hated those. So I've never done that. I just keep things month to month. I only want people here that want to be here, and it's worked out great.
And so men and women, they're all in the same class.
Yeah, really I just treat everyone as an individual though, and then help them on an individual basis based on where they're at physically on day one.
So what's the youngest? How young can you be to
I think
start
we've
here?
had 10.
So you'll
Yeah.
pretty much she'll
yeah, I
get pretty
think-
young here.
Yeah, 10, 11, 12 for sure. Yeah, I'm going to say 10. Yeah. Definitely preteen. Yeah, whether it was 11 or 12. A couple of them. I think our oldest is 70. And so I always modify things for everybody, including our elite athletes. They need modifications too, even sometimes for injuries.
Right.
Or
I would think
pre-existing.
that's a big one.
It is a big one. And so that's like one of my first questions when I'm going to work out with somebody is, do you have any injuries I need to know about? And then also, what kind of workouts have you been doing? Yeah, on day one, there's like a very thorough assessment. Yeah.
So have you done any Spartan races yourself?
Oh,
or you
yeah.
you just gear them up for it?
No, I've
You
many Spartan
experience
races.
a lot of that.
Yeah, all the ones here in California. I certainly, really enjoyed doing them, and the training for it. So yeah.
And can you do that even with injury and stuff? Or
You definitely have to modify stuff, but yeah, that's what good training is for. You just work around it. And now we're doing a couple of new things. We've got DECA, High Rocks, and also now tactical games going on. So those are our three new things that some of them we've been doing for a little while already. But so DECA is a indoor race. It's created by Spartan. But instead of going out on a mountain and racing a 5 or 10K or half marathon with all these crazy obstacles, a DECA race is an indoor race with equipment like cycling, rowing, pushing a sled, lunges, 10 zones of functional exercise.
That's cool because you're going to recreate that in here.
Yeah, so we do it
that's
in here, and it's just it's fast, it's hard. Just about any fitness level can do it, and so that's DECA. High Rocks is the next thing. Definitely longer, more challenging, I would say. A lot of people would laugh when I said, I guess, because some people consider it extremely hard. So High Rocks is similar concept. Indoor race, just much harder, really heavy sleds, heavy sandbag lunges, and long running, 1,000-meter runs. So you end up doing 8,000 meters of running, plus all these heavy zones of training. So it's the latest thing. And then tactical games is our latest thing that we're doing. Basically, it's shooting and fitness. So that's a combination that is out there now, just developing in the fitness community.
How do you practice that here? Where's the shooting?
So two different components. The fitness is done here. Obviously, the shooting is done at a range. So yeah, that's something we're also really excited about.
So how does that work in an actual race? They're doing stuff, then they shoot.
Yeah,
and
so
they do stuff again.
Right,
then they shoot.
and then targets. You get scored on targets, and then you get scored on your time overall to complete.
So that's very helpful when you're in the military.
Yeah, so that's why it's right up our alley as well.
That's really cool. And you'll take the people to go to the shooting too, or it's just separate?
Yeah, we're just getting into it right now. We're just developing it. It's brand new. So yeah.
And they're actually gonna have races like that here in California?
Well, I'll be honest with you, not too much in California because of the restrictive, ridiculous gun laws. So usually it's like Nevada. Or Arizona, or someplace that's a little bit more common sense about the gun laws than here in California.
And so all of your strength training classes, you do pretty much full body every day?
No. We actually segment. We do a training split. Every day is a different body part that we focus on.
Okay, so for you go like 5 days a week, it's like...
Yeah, so we train actually 7 days a week.
So that morning class, so it's 5 every morning and 6
yeah, so we do, like, for example, Monday is chest and triceps, Tuesday's legs, Wednesday's back and biceps, Thursday shoulders with some more legs, Friday is boxing, Saturday is going to be a full body, and then Sunday, honestly, isn't really on the schedule, but I said 7 days of training because Sunday, 99% of the time training, just invite all my members to join me.
Okay. So people will train every day. So do you have people like come in every single day?
Yeah. But
really
it's
cool.
it's just giving everybody the opportunity is what I'm looking for.
And then, so your last class every day is at 6:30?
Yeah, 6:30 to 7:30.
And do you have other people that help you out with that, or is it all you?
I've got great trainers and coaches, yeah. But for the most part, I mean, I love what I do, so I'm not going to stop. So it's just, I mean, I've had people, some of my coaches and trainers, trying to get me to not do the class, and they have to pull it away from me. So I just love, my gym members and our people here.
Well, that is really cool. It's so cool that you guys have something this unique here in Fresno. And then because there's a lot of gyms that are competing, but you're absolutely unique. So there's nothing, you can't get that anywhere else.
I don't think so. I'm really proud of that. I mean, I love all the other gyms.
The free personal training with membership. I mean, that's just great.
It's amazing. Yeah. But I love all the other gyms. They're great. And it's nice that there's so many opportunities for people these days. So, find something that you can really connect with and is getting you results. And I'm pretty confident that we can, help those out if they wanted to check us out.
And you have people of all shapes and sizes. So what do you tell those people that come to us and they're like, I have to get shaped to go to the gym?
God. Yeah,
what do you tell those people?
So that's like the number one thing I've heard is, oh my God, I can't do what you guys do.
So get shaped to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's like, well, that's why I'm here. So I am great at what I do. I help people of all fitness levels. And so really it's just a guarantee. I have no doubt, 100% confidence that I can help anybody's fitness level out.
Yeah. That's awesome. And how long have you been? Was it 10 years that you've actually been in this location?
Yeah.
Right next to the pancake place.
I know, right? Yeah.
How many times have you eaten over there?
Well, what's great is, the pancakes are pretty good. But we've got a awesome Warrior Fitness omelet over there.
I love it. They give you room. So we can go over there and eat and not feel terribly guilty.
Yeah, with protein pancakes and the omelet.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, that's fun that you got that over there. So is that sometimes to treat? You work out here and then you go over there and then you get to treat yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about some of these medals over here.
Okay. Well, we've got a couple of different categories right now. Spartan is really the ones that we started with, and these are just a small collection that I've been able to get from some of our members, various Spartan races. Then we were talking about DECA and then rowing.
Gosh, this is such a cool medal.
Yeah. And then some people just do trail racing.
And you've helped some people. Who's the one that set the record? You were telling me about someone that set the record.
Yeah, so Morgan is our elite rower, world-class rower. So she has set all kinds of records in rowing and skiing.
Is she in college, or what's her?
Yeah, she's I think an office worker.
No way.
Yeah,
so she didn't even study any of that stuff, and she got all those.
Yeah, that is hard training.
Very incredible. Wow.
Yeah. And we're going to be having High Rocks events up here too soon. We're going to be competing in High Rocks in Vegas.
So is that just means that it's high? How explain that a little bit?
So High Rocks is a indoor race like DECA, held in large cities around the world. So Anaheim, Vegas, Miami, they're held in huge coliseums because the runs are so long. So they don't do them in smaller cities like Fresno.
Yeah.
I guess maybe Save Mart Center we could do there, but they don't do it. But we're an affiliate of them.
Okay.
So they allow us to do a small version of their race. And so that's what we're actually doing in 2 weeks.
Oh,
so we're doing
Where's that going to be at?
Right here at Warrior Fitness.
How fun.
Yeah. So that's going to be on January 18th.
So is it kind of like a...
It is. It's a mini High Rocks.
So it's just... Okay.
Yeah. So lots of heavy lunges.
Okay. So I'm trying to think how different.
Running, cycling. I should say running and rowing. So we're not going to be running in here. We are going to run on the street.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're going to be having everybody safe for the runs.
So you guys didn't ever do any rock climbing, really, huh?
Not for Training, maybe for fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you never incorporate that in any of
Yeah,
these
we do
races.
have a gal that's actually training for American Ninja Warrior. And so I've got her on a very aggressive rock climbing, finger and grip strength
How
training
fun.
program.
Has anybody made it on the show that you've trained? Or?
Yeah, one gentleman by the name of Roger, and I'm trying to remember his last name, but yeah, we did have a guy a couple years ago named Roger that did make it onto American Ninja Warrior a couple of episodes in. Yeah, and he's amazing. Yeah.
And you trained him for that?
Yep.
Wow. So now we have another one that's going
Yep.
for it.
Yep. But yeah, so now Marta is our latest gal that's going for it. So yeah, she's knocking out those pull-ups now, getting that really strong bicep and grip strength that she'll need for all those challenging obstacles in American Ninja Warrior.
She gets on. You get to go watch her do this.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm the coach.
That's
I need
right.
to come in.
Yeah.
So that's cool. They come and they bring you these medals.
Yeah,
And this is just the people that have brought it
yeah,
to you. This
there-
isn't all the
there's
ones that have won
someone.
the medals.
Yeah. Yeah.
That must be like a big
Yeah,
accomplishment when
it
you do
definitely
that.
makes me feel good.
We
Yeah.
have a lot of like before and after stories. What are some of the
Yeah.
exciting ones that you could tell us?
We've got both directions. We've got individuals that were super thin and, just really needed to put on muscle, and then just like 20 pounds of muscle 2 years later. That's one of our, a direction that will go, or of course the full body transformations. One of the gals that I trained, I think in the last 12 months, maybe has lost 80 pounds. 84, I think, is what she's down to.
Oh my
so
goodness.
she's transformed her entire life. Yeah. And then, of course, there's just the performance transformations. I mean, yeah, we're sending a guy to the High Rocks event in Vegas next month, the big one. I just trained with him on Sunday. I came in for a workout and invited everyone to come in. So we had a number of them come in, and so we were just chatting. And his transformation, especially in the fitness performance, is astonishing. We went to the track. We were doing hard 800-meter repeats. That's half a mile, just over and over again. And he was just saying, like, 2 years ago, to even think about doing this would have been like, I don't know, like flying to the moon or something like that. So beyond his comprehension that he would ever do that. And he's excelling in everything, truly everything. And he's transforming his body. But the biggest thing has been transforming his fitness and his lifestyle too.
Do you ever tell people if they're not ready for something? Or...
Really? Yes. But it's only mental. Only if they're mentally there, not there.
Well, some people will have like a timeline, like I said, the 1 and 2 weeks. If someone comes off the street that hasn't been training, you wouldn't tell them to do like some of these races or some of these. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, you tell people like, hey, let me give me like 6 weeks, and then I can have you there, and then maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if someone has say, hey, I want to do High Rocks in 3 weeks, and I haven't been doing anything, I might say, let's have a chat about that.
Right. Well, some people come to me with some. I need to lose this amount this time. I'm kind of like, I'm not a magician.
Be a little bit more realistic, yeah. Yeah, I don't get too much of that. I might just get some people that just aren't necessarily ready for the hard training. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Wow, this is hard. But like I say, anybody can do this. There's always an intensity level that all you got to do is just be willing to accept. And as long as you're willing to accept stepping outside your comfort zone, then I can work with you. And I can coach you. I can get you to excel. And then once we start doing that day in and day out, amazing things start to happen from the inside of your body out.
What's the biggest handicaps that you've overcome of training people with handicaps? Have you trained anybody like in wheelchair or anything?
Yeah.
You're really good at what you do. I imagine you could train people with a lot of challenges.
So we've had some people, unfortunately, that have suffered some paralysis and been in wheelchairs. And so that definitely takes a lot of creativity to come up with something that's going to help an individual like that. So that's been some of the more challenging things for me that I'm just really thankful that, I'm given an opportunity to try to help somebody like that. So yeah, that's one of them.
That must be rewarding too. That when
Oh, yeah.
because I think when everyone gets to their low, where it's like I can't do that, I
know.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Show people that they can do it.
Yeah. But it's all been, super rewarding. And the environment is extremely supportive here. There's no like, oh, one of my biggest things, just as another thing, is prior to me opening up Warrior Fitness, I never worked out with people. I was always a lone wolf. I always trained on my own. And I was happy with that. I certainly never did a class. I didn't want to waste my time, because most classes in my experience were just kind of a waste of time for me. It wasn't hard enough training. So when I opened up the gym, I was like, that's not what I'm going to have here. I'm going to have a class that I would be happy with doing. And so, and then on top of that, I actually found that working out, at least with our group at our gym, it's so rewarding because everyone is super supportive. Nobody is looking or comparing what you're doing, because they're just worried about just getting through the workout themselves and what I'm giving that person to do. So if anything, it's always just about supporting each other through the struggle. And so that's what we do.
So people just want to try it out. Do we get day passes? Can they try to?
They get week passes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So people can come and try it out.
Yeah, we give full weeks. We're super easy with that. They can come in anytime they want. Try it out. Whether it's the class or the open gym. And just see really the difference and experience it a little bit. That's one of the reasons why I like give a full week, is because every class is different as well. And, it's so amazing. And then we have a day that is dedicated just specifically to the advanced obstacles. So every Saturday early morning before our main class, we'll do a full-on mini Spartan sprint in here, which is all the advanced obstacles. Yeah, every Saturday morning. And so, and then we do extra training on top of that afterwards. So it's just another one of the unique aspects.
So tell us about the Murph Challenge.
The Murph Challenge is a small but important aspect for really us. The Murph Challenge is a charity event held on Memorial Day, which, as we know, is the day that we stop and honor all of our fallen heroes. And so the Murph Challenge was created by the family of Michael Murphy, who was a Navy SEAL and killed in action.
And a friend of yours.
He was a personal friend. That's one of the really special reasons why I'm so honored to host an event in his name. But he was killed in action, sacrificing his life so that his teammates would have a chance to live. And so the charity event raises money for the surviving descendants of people that were killed in action for scholarships.
That's really cool.
So that's what the Murph Challenge is. And so every year we host the Murph Challenge. It is a workout as well. So it's a tough workout. And it's a CrossFit workout. But even though we're not CrossFit, we're happy to do it. And so, but it's a actual workout that the Murph Challenge then adopted. And it's a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then another mile run.
Not all at once.
Yes.
All at once?
Yeah. And if you
take breaks in between.
Sure.
I'm like, there's no 300, right away.
And if you're considering yourself an advanced or elite athlete, you wear a 20-pound weight vest or body armor when you do the whole event.
So you do the 300 in a row?
I mean, we have athletes that will do that. We have that level. Yeah. I was actually just talking about one of them that just did that. Yeah. So, but yeah. So that's one of the events that we're always honored to host. We actually just hosted another charity event right before Christmas. The St. Jude's Children's Cancer Hospital we raised over $2,000 for them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we just did a 5K here.
That's really awesome. So how do people sign up for the Merch Challenge? Because that's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up on Memorial Day. Just contacting us here. We'll do special events throughout the year. We'll do almost every 2 months. We have some kind of a special event going on.
And do we pay to sign up for a lot of them since it's a charity thing? Do we?
So what happened? Fee? Yeah, what happened with that is it was free.
Okay.
And then all I did was raise money.
Oh, okay. So we're here, and then people see us, and then we just say
and all my gym members, you just tell me how much you want to donate.
Okay.
And then I just wrote them a check on that day. It was, I think, 2,000. I don't know. It would have been cool if it was 2025, but I think it was a little. It was a little over $2,000. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but I knew we passed $2,000, so I was really excited about that. And then non-members, it was like, hey, thanks for coming in. How much do you want to donate? And so I didn't have even a minimum. It was just whatever you wanted to donate.
That is really awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool that you're doing this here. They're doing so much for the community. And now I'm afraid and excited for what comes next.
Oh, man.
So can you show me some of the torture devices?
Sure. Well, I'll give you a tour. Actually, I think I'm going to have us try this over here. So this is called our Versa Climber. It's one of our more unique pieces of equipment. I actually found out about this training with David Goggins back in the Navy SEALs. So I was at the Navy SEAL team gym one day training, and he was on it, and I got on next to it, and I was like, this looks like a pretty interesting machine. He's like, it'll kick your ass.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, just put your feet on these steps. Okay, bring your feet to the center like this. There you go. Grab that other handle.
Cool. It goes up and down.
Yep.
Nice.
And now we're going to do some climbing.
Sounds good.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Okay, just like this.
This is really cool. So why does it say don't adjust resistance?
So I usually put some resistance on here. So I do have a note on there. So yeah, there you go.
So what's with the note? You don't want it.
So yeah. So I didn't want people. No, I just didn't want people making it. So now try that.
So how long do people do this for typically when you guys start?
I'll do some high intensity on this. Usually short but intense.
Yeah, so do short and
intense.
Yeah,
and then
maybe do the other stuff and then come back on it. Okay.
And then our more of our like Spartan athletes or trail runners, I'll have them grind out on this for long periods of time to get that leg conditioning.
This is fun. I like this.
Yeah.
I love the whole full body of it.
Yeah. So now we'll kind of over here.
That's way better than like an elliptical. I absolutely love that.
Yeah. So over here we've got our obstacle rig that will go up and down. Of course, we've got some rowers over here, but this is our advanced obstacle rig. There's a rope climb, some more obstacles here. Down this way, we just got some equipment. Obviously, we have all kinds of bikes. some other strength training equipment,
this is really
lots of
cool.
other functional random pieces
Do
that
you
we'll
have
use.
any treadmills or anything?
No, we don't
because
have
we run
treadmills.
outside.
Yeah, exactly. So we will do a lot of running outside. We'll do a lot of cycling or rowing here.
And that's really what you just showed me. That's almost like doing the stair climber.
Yeah,
a little bit, but you also get
exactly.
your arms in it. That's
Yeah.
why I love that. It's a full body.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And then do you guys ever sprint in the middle of here?
Oh, always. Yeah. We'll do suicides.
I
through the middle of the
imagined
room.
you. What I was like, and
Yeah.
that's what's kind of cool. Like you
Yeah.
have this space right in the middle.
So you know what a high wall is?
What's a high wall?
An 8-foot wall.
That's what it sounded like. I was like, is there...
In a Spartan race, there's an 8-foot wall.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we have one outside, but there was a point that we actually put a 6-foot wall here, and then we did suicides over the 6-foot wall. So when you ask me, do we sprint in here? We sprint in here, but we'll even go to the next level.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we had a 6-foot wall, and we'd do suicides over
But
the wall.
yeah, I have actually seen that. It does look
Okay.
really cool.
Yeah.
And you said people even jump on that
Yeah,
too?
so we have a lot of advanced obstacles. This here is a main Spartan obstacle that you
Okay.
go across.
Oh, and then you get a little rock climbing in there.
Right. I mean, I would move this out of the way.
Right.
But yeah, you go across. I mean, I can demonstrate
And
if you want.
can you demonstrate this
Yeah.
one? This is
Oh,
really...
this is upper body cardio.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't mind demonstrating. So this is going to be a ski erg, and so it's cardio using your core and your lats.
Nice.
Yeah, you want me to demonstrate?
That'd be great.
Okay, so you come down on this here really hard, and then up.
I see the core. That's really cool.
Something like that.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
And so yeah, that's our Spartan obstacle that we have there. I'll move these out of the way. This here is not storage. This here is actually an obstacle that you have to get up on.
That's what I'm like. When I see that, I'm
So,
like, wow.
Yeah. And then our red bar with multiple rings and attachments and ropes that you have to get across.
Wow. And this one, this is like, this looks pretty hard. So this is part of your obstacles that you guys do?
Yep. So we'll have our floating monkey bars, our traverse rope, which you climb across upside down.
Wow. How exciting. This is really cool. I love this. And I love the sleds. That's some of my favorites. So.
Sweet. Do you want to do one?
I guess so. We might as well.
All right. Well, you want to do a little workout?
Oh my goodness. I guess so.
All right. Well, I thought we would do a little mini circuit of some upper body strength training. So we'll bust out 10 pull-ups. You can do maybe some assisted pull-ups. Then we're going to do a dead ball, which is just grabbing a really heavy dead ball, throw it over your shoulder for 10 reps. Then 10 sit-ups, but we'll do it as a decline sit-up.
Little challenge.
Little
nice.
challenge. And the decline is going to be a little steep. You think you got it?
We'll see.
Okay.
I hope you live to tell the tale.
And then when we get done with the sit-ups, then we're gonna pull that sled.
And then what about the legs? You said we could throw in some legs.
We'll throw in some legs after. So let's just knock out the upper body.
You're going to kill me before we get there. I get it. Okay. What makes these classes so unique? As because people love doing CrossFit and all kinds of stuff. How is this different?
Well, there's loads of reasons why it's different. I will say one of the kind of interesting tidbits, though, is I think we're about the only gym or only class that is not CrossFit, but also mostly men. Because most classes are kind of dominated by women. No offense to, obviously, women and gals, but it's just the reality. Classes, it's all women, high percentage. Certainly not high percentage men. And CrossFit will get them, and, great for them. But if you're not CrossFit, guys aren't going to that class.
And this is a different intensity
exactly.
level.
And so that's why they gravitate towards us, is because, I think men just don't want to waste their time on something that's not going to build muscle and get them in amazing shape and then drain them. And I think that really just, speaks to them and being like, yeah, this is definitely going to make me a man.
And women that want to try to keep up like me, we can still get, we'll get ours. And then,
just absolute, it's all about performance is what we really try to focus on. Yeah. So, but it's just an interesting tidbit that though I don't think I've ever come across a class that wasn't CrossFit and then had most men in it. So yeah, I'm really happy about that too.
Well, I love it. Let's
get it. All right. I'm going to do mine with a little bit of extra weight for my pull-up. So wait for me if you don't mind.
I love how you have the foot that goes up and the foot that's down.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We're not jumping up. It's like we have a little help over here. That's really cool.
Okay. All right, I think I got my 10.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, you ready?
That's the level I can work up to.
All right, let's go for it.
Fun times. Okay.
All right. Now we'll head over here for that dead ball. So I got yours right here. Yours is a 40. Mine's 100. And we're just going to throw it over our shoulder for 10.
And then we switch sides.
Yep. Oh, you're ahead of me.
I'm only on 5.
I know. I think you're halfway ahead. I'm catching up though.
Okay, now
we're over here. All right, 10 of these.
Okay.
Oh. 7, 8. Good job.
Yay, we did
Way
it.
to knock those out. All right. I might need to give you some of my plates though, but we'll see how you do.
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, you're so much faster than me.
Come on, you got it. There you go.
That was sad.
Come on down. We gotta get it back.
Really? They can't just stay over there? They look fun where they are. They're just hanging out.
The return's a lot harder.
Oh, I can only imagine.
All right, you ready? All right, we'll take a break after this. All right,
4 legs? Okay.
Yep. Nice.
Okay.
All right, good job.
And we have to do our legs, my favorite.
Sweet. All right, let's go check it out.
Because I am a girl. And we like to
I
do our
love
legs.
good leg days, though. All right, so this is going to be one of my favorite drills actually as well. It's actually so much my favorite, I gave it a name. It's called the Warrior Fitness Soul Crusher. There we go. Yeah, we'll move that out of the way. Okay, so we're going to do 10 Romanian deadlifts.
Okay.
So straight-legged deadlift. And then
should I be using the little ones like you or kettlebell?
you can go with kettlebell.
Okay.
And then we're going to put the sandbag on our back, and we're going to lunge walk down pretty much to where the sled is and back.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is gonna suck.
Now you're making me regret that I said let's
Yeah.
do this. You're doing this on purpose.
Exactly. All right, are you ready?
I guess so.
Okay, and go.
I have little legs.
Yeah, long strides help. I guess longer legs will help.
Are your classes kind of like this?
Yes and no. Okay, we'll turn around. Okay, now we'll go back. So yeah, so this is more of our advanced training. Come on, let's go. Keep that pace up.
Nice. Good job. Thank you.
Okay, you want to do another round?
Okay, let's do it. You guys have to come on out and follow us on.
Well, there's Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, of course, Google. So, I mean, that's where you can find us, but you can follow us, Instagram and Facebook. Our website is just simply Warrior Fitness Fresno, and that's also our name on Instagram and Facebook for that matter.
Right on. So follow everyone and sign up.
Sweet.
Felt right in the moment, felt right in the summertime. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here, oh we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here, oh I must confess dear, don't think I'm in love with you. Winter is coming and I don't know what to do, and there's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't wanna be just friends, knowing all this time we were playing pretend.
It's a mystery.
Hi, I'm Sparkle Sujin, and I am the host of the Everything Sparkle Show. I would like to invite you to come and hang out with me every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, as I interview the world one guest at a time. Everything Sparkle is available on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and CMAC.tv. Plus, if you're in the Central California area, you can watch on Comcast Xfinity Channel 93 or AT&T UVerse Channel 99. Hope to see you there.